incredible virtual engagement that we're launching, hashtag Visions Igniting, sharing what we do want to see. I'm so pleased to have my colleague and friend with me, Reverend Ed Villojen from the Santa Rosa area. He is now the spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living, as well as a senior minister at the Santa Rosa campus. And it is so good to see you, Reverend Edward.
Oh, it is so wonderful to be with you, and we consider you to be one of ours in Santa Rosa, and we just can't wait for the day when you can be there with us in the flesh again.
Yes, I do miss that. I would have been there a couple of times. Would have
Right.
been there a couple of times by now. Reverend Edward and I also serve. Yes, Reverend Edward and I also serve on the leadership council of the Association of Global New Thought.
Yes.
What a time we are in. So much is going on, so much conversation about so many different things, hot topics, big issues, education, immigration, social justice, reform, elections, democracy, healthcare, on and on and on.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And, it gets to be so easy for us sometimes to focus on the negative or focus on the things that we don't even want to see.
Right.
And what we're encouraging everybody to do is to lift it up a few notches and let's talk about what we do want to see. Reverend Everett, can you share with us the importance of
Right. It's so important. And while it is also important for us to engage with these topics that you named, there's this parallel universe where our faith compels us to use our beautiful imagination to also see simultaneously in this world a greater yet to be. There's a beautiful new book out by Norman Fisher. The title is The World Could Be Otherwise. And he approaches it from the imperative to use our imagination to see, to lay the pathway to a greater yet to be, and then in the style of Louise Hay, to bring that so close in my consciousness that I put myself in the picture. And I think sometimes people are concerned, well, if I do that, I might be spiritual bypassing, I might not attend. No, you must do both. You must act and you must imagine at the same time.
Yes.
And like
I say, you can meditate and march.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And how does Don Miguel Ruiz? He talks about waking up from the dream and dreaming a new dream, right? You're still in it, no matter what you do. But that imperative to have a vision that is so big that it's impossible, improbable, not likely, but to have it so that it keeps me looking up. Because, it's easy to prove that the world is a mess. You just have to walk out your door. You're right. There it is all the time. But it's much more difficult to prove that there is a powerful good.
Yes. And I know all of the spiritual leaders that I admire, past and present, did both. They held a consciousness and they took action. Jesus took action. He didn't just sit around complaining. He made things happen. Modern day people like Amma, like the Dalai Lama, Bishop Desmond Tutu, Thich Nhat Hanh. Your faith should compel you. This is what turns love into compassion.
Yes.
Love becomes compassion when we put it into action.
Yes, and that is becoming more and more important for us as a New Thought theology, to ask the question, what is the imperative in our faith, whether you want to call that a moral or social or spiritual imperative, but what does our faith tradition impel us to do? Because otherwise we end up separating the social condition, separating politics, and then where are we left? No, I want to live a full, rich life. I want to know that my faith compels me when I'm voting?
Yes.
What does it
exactly.
direct me to do and think about? Because, in our Centers for Spiritual Living, we have a vision of a world that works for all. Well, what does that mean? It has to be larger than my comfort zone.
Yes, exactly. And if it's going to work for all, it has to be something that we articulate. I'm telling you now, I've been a social justice activist literally all of my life and a veteran of many, many movements. And whether it was the feminist movement or the LGBTQ movement or the Black empowerment movement, I mean, I can go on and on, that it took a lot of visioning. We didn't just sit around and complain about racism. We didn't just sit around and complain about heterosexism. We actually articulated the world that we wanted to see, rallied behind that, and started to make something happen. When you talk about what does our faith tradition compel us to do, well, we're in the New Thought movement.
Yes.
We know that what you think about, you bring about. We know that everything is energy.
Yes.
And that the more energies that something has, the more likely it is to manifest.
Right.
So our faith tradition compels us to mind our minds.
Thank you. And we must be so attentive so that the energy of the world does not hijack our minds, right?
Yes.
And so the dismantling of enemy images when there is a righteous cause to be supporting. Oh, let me watch where my thought goes so that as I travel to my destination of a world that works for everyone, where there's social justice, where people can speak their opinions and be heard, that I don't do it in a warlike way.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness,
exactly.
That's an everyday job.
It is. At our spiritual community and Inner Light Ministries, we ascribe to the Sufi gates. There are these 3 gates, and the Sufis say, let all of your words make it through these gates, or don't say anything at all.
Right.
Gate number 1, is it true?
Yes.
That would cut a whole lot of conversation right there.
Right there.
Gate number 2, does it need to be said?
Yes.
Does it need to be said? Gate number 3, can it be said with kindness out of love?
Yes.
With kindness out of love. And I've added a 4th gate, does it need to be said by me?
Correct.
And I don't want anybody to mistake that saying something with kindness and love means that you have to be wishy-washy. There's such a thing called tough love.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially when you feel
if you've been a parent,
there you know. Well, if you feel that energy pulling out, you want to say something, and it's all angered inside, then I pause and say, I still have to say this, and now I have to find my way through the gates, or I can even ask, what is the most beautiful way I can say this difficult news? Because otherwise my alternative is I'm just going to retire, I will meditate, I will call it spiritual, but I didn't say anything. In the meantime, it burns in me and it won't let me go.
Exactly. So we've launched this virtual engagement, #Visions sharing what we do want to see. And we are encouraging everybody everywhere. Just think about the big issues of the day. Immigration, education, healthcare, race relations, democracy, on and on. What do you want to see? If people listen in on your conversations, if they read the memes that you pass around, if they look at your social media and your emails, what you stand for. Can they tell what you stand for and not just what you stand against? So we are inviting everybody, wherever it is that you are, get your friends engaged, get your colleagues engaged, your family engaged. Just start sharing visions with each other of things that you, in fact, do want to see.
So
Reverend Edward, do you have any visions that are burning in your heart
Yes, absolutely. And I was thinking, as you said, get engaged in social media. We can become social media activists. And then also, if somebody is now filming my action in the world, does it match? It's easy to say, I want to see, do I actually have that? Like one of the things we wrestle with in Santa Rosa here is the shelterless. And so we expressed our concern, but now a group of people are feeding the shelterless. So it's when the rubber hits the road that is so important. And I am very inspired by the global vision, which Dr. Michael Beckwith, your mentor, I believe, had part in creating this idea of a world in which life is returned to being sacred, and people treat each other as if the divine is present in them, where there is a relatedness, a family, where they're out of that sense of oneness. Natural justice emerges easily and effortlessly, and people can speak about it and value it, where spiritual values are what guide us when we deal with the natural resources of our planet. And when I'm playing in this world of vision, I try to also bring into what does it feel like to live in such a world? And, then I can get it. It feels deeply authentic, gratifying, connecting, and exciting. It's not at all wishy-washy, because human nature will continue even when we have this interconnectedness and sharing of resources. I'm still going to have to know how to deal with people that I disagree with, how to speak authentically as a spiritual being.
Yes, that is absolutely beautiful. Life has a balance to it. There's a symmetry. There's the left and the right side. Aerodynamics. It's the same wing. It's just curved in different directions. Left wing's not flying without the right wing. Right wing's not flying without the left wing. Everything is in this beautiful balance.
Yes.
And it's up to us to be able to figure out how to work that out.
Yes.
I have so many visions. One that's on my mind right now is around healthcare.
Yes.
I have a vision that we treat health like a human right.
Yes.
That we have a right to be healthy.
Yes.
And since we have a right to be healthy, health care becomes part of that imperative for us to see happen. But that our health care is not around sickness.
Yes.
That our health care is around health. That people are taught from an early age good habits. Yes. That we have the literal physical infrastructure in society that compels us to move and to get exercise, that we have access to good food, and, yes. and that in our schools, that the children have access to good food, healthy food, organic food, that your health care is not dependent upon your wealth.
Yes.
That without regard to who it is that you are, that you can get the services that you need. In my vision of healthcare, we also honor the wisdom of indigenous peoples. That there are anything that we really need to heal is in the earth. It's already here. And that we learn the beautiful magic that the plant kingdom has for us to apply to nearly anything and everything that's going on with our life.
Now look at the power of vision. Your words, your visionary words have caught me and lifted me up. And that's how we do it. We speak from that, and it ignites the people around us. I'm already feeling better.
Exactly. And I so appreciate your sharing this time with me, Reverend Edward, and everybody else. Please, the virtual engagement. Our next guest on this series is going to be Michael Bernard Beckwith. We are streaming live at 10:15 on Monday, October the 26th. Get involved. Hashtags Visions Igniting. And like we like to say at Inner Light in Santa Cruz, take this consciousness and multiply it. Peace and blessings to
Peace
you.
and blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you.